What's going on, everybody? You're back with Shades, and we're gonna continue our Let's Play of Katawa Shoujo, just slowly adjusting my camera so it's better. Anyway, last time we left off, Rin took us to this cool little field with yellow flowers, and then she started telling us she had a lot of thoughts in her mind but didn't know how to properly say them. So now she said them, but it came out weird and awkward, and they're talking about the fact that they're friends and that it's a complicated thing. But yeah, so now we're here. Time passes. The breeze makes the taller grass sway gently in time with the wind. Rin hums a little song to herself, so quietly that I can't tell what it is, even if it's even anything at all. A stronger gust sweeps up over the hilltop, and the sound of the trees in the wind buries the song away. I check my watch, more out of habit than anything else. It's 4:30 right now, on this Saturday afternoon. Rin looks into the distant horizon with an odd blank stare of hers, as if she were looking at nothing at all. Her pupils are dark and quiet, like a pair of deep, still ponds. You are going to become better, right? Sure. Me too, you know? I'm going to talk to that friend of the teacher and ask her to put my stuff in her place and work hard to get all that done. I decided that just now, you know, but I think I knew it all along. I had this feeling for a long time now, that I'm going to change, even if I hate it and I don't want it. Even if I wanted to, I would change. That is real. That is a real thing. That is a very real, solid piece of something that a good amount of young people go through. That especially with how fast paced life is, especially for young people nowadays. Things are gonna change from elementary to middle school to high school to college. It's gonna change, and you can't stop that. What you have to do, however, is adapt and change with it. That's life. I'm not enough the way I am. I think this could be a good way to do it because it's like a straight line. I've learned all things in my life so far just for this. It's just art, and it's the only thing I really know. I know what I'm gonna do, so it's good. I'm not afraid at all. I feel like I always do. Is that weird? No, not at all. I close my eyes, given to the irresistible sensation that has been growing inside me all week long. I float up toward the surface of my own life. The pressure of being underwater slowly diminishes. The weightless sensation becomes stronger. I break the surface of the water, lifting my head into the sunlight, and inhale deeply, breathing in fresh air as if for the first time in a long while. Ah! My lungs fill with oxygen, and I open my eyes to see Rin's peaceful, determined face. We walk down the slope carefully and slowly to avoid falling down. Rin in the lead and me a few steps behind. Rin surely can do this. Even if she can't, she's going to pull through. I'm sure that I can keep my head above water too, from now on. The sun sets behind our backs, setting the world ablaze in its orange glow. I keep watching the back of the red-headed girl descending the path a few steps ahead of me. If it's only this much, the distance between us is definitely within my reach. The intro. Oh, we just passed a chapter. Look at these artsy poses. Why is he in the thinker pose? I'm brooding. And oh, I'm artsy. I asked you a question, Nakai. I shake my head to fend off the dazedness. The teacher's looking at me, as is everyone else in the class. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What's the distance between... Never mind, different question. Why are you here, in this class? To, learn about physics? Yes, well, no, but that's the answer I wanted to hear. To acquire knowledge is the secondary reason for you being in the school. The primary one is to learn the rules of society, the norms and ethics that govern your everyday life. You don't come to school for the classes, you come to interact with the other people there, your classmates who are your equals and the teacher who are your superiors. You learn how to form social contacts and maintain them. In other words, how to be a part of society. School itself is a microcosm of the entire society. Locke was the one who realized that, you know? School is not just a place for learning, and if all the kids are your age, you guys should know better than anyone else. He pauses for a moment and lets his eyes sweep over the class to see if the message sunk in. At the very least, it shut everyone up and got them to focus on him, captivated either by his voice or the sudden change of topic from physics to the philosophy of education. However, my classes, as you so aptly put, are a place for learning about physics. He points at me with a piece of chalk he's holding. So, no sleeping during class. Got it, Nakai? Yes, sir. From the corner of my eye, I catch Shizune's scowl and Misha's barely contained giggle as I sink deeper in my seat. I have to admit I've never been like called out by a teacher because I was typically a pretty decent student. But I get secondhand embarrassment from people who have been, and it's the worst. I mean, just the secondhand embarrassment. If being in that situation, I couldn't think of it. After classes end, I'm the last one to leave the classroom. I close the door behind me and quietly make my way to the art room. Club time passes in relative peace and quiet. I sit in my usual seat next to Rin, but she doesn't seem to be in a talkative mood. She's even more distant than usual. Today we're going to draw still life and get to choose from either a vase full of fake flowers or an arrangement of rocks, sticks, and canvas. Teacher encourages us to gather on the preferred motif, emphasizing perspective, texture, and lighting as a key point of this exercise. I looked at Rin to see if she prefers one of the subjects over the other, but she just tilts her head, signifying nothing. The club members quickly shuffle their chairs around the classroom to get close to either the vase or the clutter. Rin and I both pick the flower vase, but only one of us seems to do any work. She's ignoring Nomiya's assignment just like she suddenly started ignoring me, and then has begun doodling something idly with her foot, not really even looking at what she's drawing. I try to get your gaze, but she's looking out the window. It's making me uneasy. Rin almost looks like she's asleep with the way she's leaning back against the chair with her legs resting easily on the desk. She's not completely given up on the drawing. The more I try to relax, ignore her, and just be myself, the more it feels like I should ask if something's wrong. After club activities are over and the others have filed out, Rin gets up from her seat and marches over to Nomiya with unusual determination. I will do it. Nomiya, who was humming to himself while sorting a box of pencils by hardness, turns around with a mixed expression of friendliness and incomprehension on his face. What will you do, my girl? The gallery person. I could talk with the person. At least yesterday I thought I could. And today too. I think I want to try it. I'm going to go all the way. The widest smile I've ever seen on any person's face lights up the teacher's features. He's almost literally beaming. Oh, wonderful! I had almost lost hope. Such a hard-headed girl you are, but I knew sooner or later you'd understand as well. I'll call my good friend Sayonji and arrange a meeting. You'll love it. You'll need to show her your work so you can estimate it. I've told her about her, but obviously you should talk face to face. This is exciting, isn't it? Nomiya is talking more to himself than to us, and walking in circles around his desk, waving his hands around wildly all the while. He picks up his cell phone from the breast pocket of his jacket and flips it open with a stylish movement, starting to look for the number to call. While he searches, he notices me staring and gives me a beaming thumbs up. I shrug back at him, doing my best not to look smug. Nomiya finds the number and makes the call, turning away from us and lowering his voice once it goes through. Even so, I can hear his excited tone. The call doesn't last long. Fabulous! Saya is in the gallery right now. She says we could stop by right away if that's fine. This is the most excellent. Do you have some kind of portfolio to show, Rin? She just shakes her head and at the question. Never fear! I've taken some photos of your paintings. We can bring those and maybe a couple of originals with us. Those will be quite sufficient for now. There should be some recent ones around here in the back, right? She pulls out a folder full of photos out of a desk drawer, then charges toward the back where there's a small storage room and extra cabinets for all the materials and tools that art class and club use. He soon finds what he was looking for and cruelly wraps two of Rin's paintings in some brown packing paper. Nakai, would you carry these to my car? I pick up the two oil paintings. They aren't heavy, but they do make navigation somewhat cumbersome, as I follow Nomiya and Rin to the parking lot. Ah! A new background. Huh. Look at all of these cars. Nomiya's a pretty nice car. It's not something I expect a high school teacher to drive. I wonder what kind of salaries they earn at Yamaku. Considering that they're like a private school and that they like it's a specialized school for like kids with medical handicaps. Probably a little bit higher than normal teachers. Also, this is Japan. They pay their teachers really well. Or they should. The canvases are stuffed into the trunk where they just barely fit. At the teacher's over-enthusiastic prompting, again the car along with them. Rin answers my questioning stare with a confirming nod and nonchalant shrug. I guess I've become a sort of an assistant for now. Nomiya doesn't go light on the pedal. A smooth ride takes about 10 minutes to bring us to the city center, where we pull into a tiny parking lot and get out of the car. I pick up the paintings again, looking around. It's just like any other city in Japan, really. Same style of buildings, people hurrying here and there, office workers sweating in their suits in the summer heat. A wide tree-lined street. The wide tree-lined streets aren't something you see every day, though. Maybe they are the city's specialty. It definitely has a feel of a city, which I had already forgotten. I feel immediately comfortable walking around. I haven't actually been here before. No, in that case, it's about time. It's a great city, lots of wonderful folk around here, and most important of all, a vibrant cultural life. Ah, Sai's place is just around the corner. I wonder if this Sai has a character model. I hope so. After turning around 3 more corners, Nomiya stops in front of a door. There's a nameplate in big red letters over it. 22nd corner. Is this really the 22nd corner? Of what? Oh, of what? That's bothering me too. I mean, where to start counting? In which way do you count? Rin gets worked up over the strangest things. Unlike me, Nomiya ignores her completely and pushes the door open. The gallery is very clean looking, and the air conditioning makes it cool and very comfortable. I mean, I think when you store paintings, it has to be colder. I'm not entirely sure about that, but I know that. Excuse me, Jesus. I know that you have to store books and paintings and art supplies at a specific temperature, or else they rot or something. Don't quote me on that. I'm not an artist person. The white walls and big windows facing into the busy street make the whole place feel airy and bright. There's nobody whom I can see, however. Most of the floor space is empty, with only a few large tables and a counter for furniture. There are paintings too, of course. A poster advertises an exhibition for an artist. Whoops. I've never heard of. Most of this work seems to be portraits or landscapes done in more traditional style than Rin's abstraction. Oh, I guess this is Sai. Cool. Summoned by the bell on the door, a lady who looks maybe around Nomiya's age comes from around the corner. She's dressed in a sharp suit, her straight dark hair and a perfect ponytail behind her head. Well, aren't you angular? A pair of flashy, expensive-looking eyeglasses frame her eyes. On second glance, I'm not sure of her age anymore. She looks old and yet not actually old. Ah, the conundrum of Asian women. They don't age. Sai, hello! She clearly recognizes the teacher and greets him warmly. Oh, there you are, Shinichi. So quickly. I take it these two are your students. Indeed. Let me introduce you. This is Rin Tezuka, and the one I spoke to you about. And the healthy-looking lad over there is Hisao Nakai. I am anything but healthy. She takes a long, hard look at both of us, especially Rin. It feels like we're being evaluated, that a worth of some abstract kind is being calculated for us. Her eyes linger for a long time on Rin, on her eyes, her empty sleeves tied in knots, her posture. Sai takes her first impression of Rin with an intensity I've not seen used by anyone else before. Once finished, she smiles amiably. Pleased to meet the both of you. My name is Saionji. I'm the owner of this gallery. Could I maybe offer you some tea? Oh, no thank you, we're fine. Let's get down to business. I lay the paintings on the tabletop to give the gallery owner a better view, and Nomiya pulls out his folder of photos. The old lady studies Rin's work carefully, absent-mindedly brushing her cheek with her fingers, while letting her gaze sweep over the paintings. Her eyes remind me of a bird of prey of some sort. They're so sharp and somehow very calculating. She takes her time, slowly going over the paintings in order without uttering a single word. Even the teacher looks very nervous. He tries to point out certain details and other things about Rin's work, but it seems like she's not listening. While Nomiya and I keep looking at Sai, trying to look for some hint of reaction on the gallery owner's face, Rin lets her gaze wander around the gallery space. Suddenly, she pipes up. Is this really the 22nd corner? Sai raises her gaze from the paintings to look at Rin, but doesn't answer. It's probably for the best. She takes stock of Rin's slouchy posture and her dreamy eyes that again moving restlessly about. The way Rin seems to be detached from a situation that's supposed to be very important for her annoys me just a little. I'm practically holding my breath here. After Sai has gone through all of Nomiya's photos and inspected the 2 oil paintings I hauled here, she goes through all the material again, this time at a quicker pace. Finally, she gives her verdict. I like it. Though, if you don't mind me saying, you're still a bit immature, searching for your own direction, perhaps? She picks up one of the photos. Still, just look at this. I can't take my eyes off it. Like a little kitten playing around. That's what your art makes me feel, young lady. Thank you, I think. Nobody has said that before. I think. That's all that Rin has to say. Something about what the gallery owner says and how she says it makes it sound patronizing to me, but I hold my tongue. Anyway. What a wonderful imagination, though, isn't it? I've always said that Tezuka has a great eye for composition and color harmony and technique. Remember, all these are done with our feet. Of course, we need to put some of the simpler ones on display too, for the lay people, right, Sai? The teacher snorts derisively. You know how Philistines are. What do they understand about real art? They just made a loss with the abstractions and themes here. But it'll generate more publicity, and that's good, isn't it? Sai smiles gently at Nomiya's remark and turns back to the paintings. I wonder. To tell you the truth, I just don't know if all this makes an exhibition. Even if I like it, I don't get the feeling of a theme of cohesion. There's no over? I don't know how to pronounce it. It's a French word. And really, who would expect such from a young artist like the kitten here? Oh, no. It's definitely doable, especially if we get a few new pieces and touch up some old ones. I don't mind painting more. I'll do anything. It's a bit of a stretch. Trust me, I wouldn't have come to you if I didn't believe Tezuka was ready. You can see it too, can't you? I know exactly what our kind is capable of, and you know too. Those words give the gallerist lady a pause. A hollow, bottomless look takes over her eyes for a moment, as if she's looking through or maybe past Nomiya. She says nothing, but her mouth becomes a tight, flat line, as if stretched. Finally, the moment passes. Is that what you're saying? That's what I'm saying. She sighs and takes a few steps, walking in a circle as if to organize her thoughts. She takes another look at the photo of a painting she particularly liked, and the one that made her call Rin a kitten. She places her hand over her mouth, lost for words. After a few moments, she shakes her head. I don't know what to say. After seeing you, dear, and these paintings of yours, would you excuse us a moment? I want to talk to your teacher in private for a bit. Oh shit. I have a feeling that Sai sees the talent. She sees the talent and the Rin's potential, but she's like, I don't think she's ready for a gallery. I don't think she's ready for that. Saya draws the teacher aside and they talk in hushed tones for a while. I can't hear what they're saying, but over her shoulder, I can see the lines around the corners of her mouth tighten as she motions with her hands in time with her words. The expression on her face is... what kind of expression? I couldn't say. Once they're done discussing whatever they had to discuss, they give one another a serious look. I feel like something that goes beyond mere words transpiring there. They walk back to us, Saya looking seriously at Rin, her left hand reaching as if instinctively toward a pack of cigarettes that's lying on a table. She picks up the pack up and extracts one, looks at it absentmindedly as if only now realizing she did so, and puts it back. Finally, she locks eyes with Rin, evaluating her once more. All right, little kitten, I'm going to believe in you. I will display your paintings in here, but from what I can see, this is not enough. You really don't have a cohesive theme, and you don't have enough of the good stuff. You're going to have to work hard to actually get something that we could put on the exhibit here. I know. It's a good thing my gallery is so small, no? Oops, I muted it. Rin already spends pretty much every free moment she has painting. How is it possible to work any harder? She'd have to skip class to do more than she already does, and how can anyone work that much? Silence follows the gallery after my words. Saya looks at the art teacher, who is looking contemplatively at her star student. I look at all three of them, confused. It's doable. What do you mean? I mean, the school is special. The board puts great value on things such as this. I'm sure I can arrange some leave for her. It's not unprecedented by any means. I'll discuss it with her parents too, but they've been quite supportive. However, it might be a bit of a stretch to get working space for her at the school if she's not actually going to attend classes. Actually, I was thinking about this before. Do you use the place upstairs for anything? No, I don't. Haven't since back then. It's more like a landfill than an atelier now. Upstairs? I own a small atelier apartment on the top floor of this building, but it hasn't been in use for... goodness, it's been so long, hasn't it? Her eyes leap to Nomiya, who has a strange muted expression on his face. Indeed, do you think? Even though Mia in all his brashness has trouble coming straight out with the question, Saya of course sees through him and throws up her hand, sighing deeply. I guess I can't say no, can I? Very well, I will lend you the use of the place as well, if needed. It's not like I really use it. Oops, I muted the game again. Excellent, I knew I could count on you. Don't celebrate yet, it really is a mess, so don't be shocked when you first see it. However, you can use it as you see fit. Since it's an atelier, it already has easels and things like that. You'll need your own tools and materials and somehow clean it up a bit. It's not habitable though, so I can't let you live there. I doubt your school or parents would allow that in any case. Okay. However, it's convenient to crash there overnight if necessary. I won't mind. Haha! Well, it's excellent, isn't it, Tezuka? He enthusiastically pats Rin on the shoulder, laughing in relief and happiness as if all this good fortune landed on him personally. Sai smiles as well, perhaps more amused by the old teacher's glee than anything else. Oh dear, Shinichi, if this really is like back then, I'm sure we haven't all bitten off more than we can chew. She looks at Rin, who seems oddly subdued despite all this. I hope it will be worth it, kitten. She holds out her hand as to shake Rin's, but realizes the impossibility and quickly moves to pat her on the shoulder. Rin looks back at her silently, her eyes serious and impenetrable like the dark of the night. Like Batman! But seriously, that's like... it's one of those things, like... for a creative mind to get your art recognized, it's one of those things where it's like... You just feel amazing because of it. Like, artists rarely look at their own work and say, this is amazing. They look at their own work and say, this could be improved. This could be better. I am, no different than that. But, excuse me. But, like, the thing is, like, a teacher can see a lot of potential in a student, but to be honest, a teacher is not the same as a gallerist, or a critic. A critic will look at it and critique you the same way they critique everyone else. It doesn't matter that you're a student. It doesn't matter that you're a master. It doesn't matter that you're a novice. It doesn't matter. It matters what they're gonna critique is what they're gonna critique. And if you give them something, they're gonna be like, well, I've seen better. Like you, yes, you're inexperienced, but the thing is, it doesn't change the fact that I've seen better. Like, they will tear you to shreds, given the chance. And there's nothing you can do about that. The only thing you can do is take the criticism, see what you can work on, and move on from there. But the thing is, like, an opportunity like this, like, it doesn't happen to every artist. So it's one of those things where it's like you gotta be ready to hand in like something you consider your best work ever, and to be have it handed back to you and say it needs to be better. It's just one of those things. And I'm just like, art's hard. Art is very hard, guys. People who think it's easy have never done it before, obviously, or don't care enough. People like I know that a good amount of artists out there, especially like young ones, who think they know everything. Like they create something like this is the most amazing thing ever. I'm pushing the boundaries, but like when in all honesty they're not. They're just following art trends that have been in place for hundreds of years. And like, to be honest, yes, it may be a little different than what's like mainstream or what's already out there, but it could still like be something that like could be traced back to a certain art movement or a certain theme or something else. It's honestly like you could, it's easy. And like we're like, as far as like visual art goes, we're in like sculptures and things and paintings. We're currently in postmodernism, where everything's abstract and doesn't necessarily need a concrete form. It's kind of stupid sometimes, but that's just art in general. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you want to see more videos from me or from the series, hit the subscribe button. And do not exiting the Shadyverse. My name is Shades, and I hope you've enjoyed your day in the shade. See you guys next time. Bye.